Mr. Transport could smell honeysuckle through the rough cloth surrounding his face. He felt the sunshine beating down upon the black fabric, causing a light film of sweat to simmer on his skin. An insect landed lightly on his right hand, delicately straddling the steel cuff encircling his wrist. It was, by far, one of the nicest places he had been detained in the past month. From the tranquil way Mr. Numbers was breathing alongside him, it could be inferred the shorter man echoed the sentiment. The black bag draped across Mr. Transport's face was peeled back suddenly, blinding him as the sunlight thrust into his eyes. After some moments of blinking, Mr. Transport gained the ability to make out shapes, and soon recognized that he and Mr. Numbers were in a garden that had been etched into his memory for its vastness and beauty. The man sitting across the stone table from them was recognizable as well, though not for such aesthetic reasons. "Care for something to drink?" Mr. Adair offered, as he sipped his own cocktail. Today he wore a blue cotton shirt with white pants and no shoes. He was at home and relaxing, not dressing to impress. Given the day's temperature, Mr. Transport wished he were similarly adorned, rather than entombed in his own standard wool suit. A large man with tattoos on his face undid the cuffs, shackling both him and Mr. Numbers. Mr. Transport exchanged a quick glance with his partner, but there wasn't much to communicate beyond the obvious. They'd spent the last several weeks being grilled on their perceived failing from last spring. This, whatever it might be, was a welcome change. "Gin," Mr. Transport said unabashedly. He certainly wasn't on duty, and he had no idea when an offer like this might come again. "Water for me," Mr. Numbers piped up. Mr. Adair handed them glasses, pausing only to alter the liquid in Mr. Transport's, and then sat back in his chair. "You two," Mr. Adair said calmly, "have done quite an impressive job of pissing everyone off." Mr. Numbers and Mr. Transport merely sipped their drinks in response. "Sincerely, it is quite amazing in its own right. Your immediate employers believe you incompetent at best, traitors at worst. Lander is also howling for your blood, since you let 3 students slip away, but their protests are dulled by their own failings in the incident.